All right. Well, welcome to another amazing episode of the Drew Sutton Leadership Show. Today we have Megan with Brightonwoods Farm. We're going to learn about her history, how she got here, and where she's going next. All right. Let me give you a quick bio here. Megan is the powerhouse behind Brightonwoods Farm, a veteran owned and woman operated equine sanctuary located just outside of Georgetown, Kentucky, in Stamping Ground. After moving from Wisconsin in 2018, Megan channeled her lifelong passion into horses into a 122-acre haven offering top-tier boarding, training, and more. With 16 full stalls, 7 sprawling pastures, and 4 miles of scenic trails, Brightonwoods is more than just a facility. It's a close-knit, family-operated community. Megan's University of Kentucky roots run deep, as does her dedication to creating a welcoming atmosphere where everyone feels like they're part of the barn family. Beyond the barn, Megan leads adventurous outings from trail rides across Kentucky to beer yoga, which we'll probably talk about, and bonfire cookouts. Whether you're a rider, a boarder, or just looking for a sense of community, Megan's passion and expertise make Brightonwood Farms a perfect place to call home. All right. Well, Megan, welcome to the show.
Hi,
Uh,
thank you for having me.
yeah. As you know, all of our guests go through the gauntlet here. So are you ready for rapid fire question round?
I am.
All right. Okay, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Rock or country?
Country.
Country, nice, good answer. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Texting or phone calls?
Phone calls.
Phone calls. All right. Is hot dog sandwich?
No, I don't know. That's a tricky one.
Okay. Does pineapple belong on pizzas?
No, absolutely not.
I think that I'm in the minority. I think that it does belong in there, but my daughter and most of my guests agree that it does not. It's funny. Lost my questions. Hold on. Is cereal soup?
No.
She says. All righty. So we're all right. Please say these words.
Data, meme, GIF.
GIF with a hard G.
GIF.
I love it. I love it.
I
All
think
right.
that's a Wisconsin thing right there.
I think that is a Wisconsin thing right there. Okay. And then the last one. This is my personal favorite. What color is this dress?
I see gold and white.
Yes, you see it correctly. Actually, we both
Mhm.
see it incorrectly, but I totally see gold and white. Like
That was a big thing when I was in high school.
I remember my wife and I saw this one, and we literally we didn't have like a mean fight, but like it was like one of those earth-shattering moments. I was like, wait a minute, then what do you see when you see purple? Like
Yep.
we are different people. That's funny. Well, cool. Well, welcome to the show. You're running a 122-acre horse farm is exciting. How did you get? So you've been riding since you were 4, but walk us through the journey from undergrad in biology to deciding you wanted to leave Wisconsin forever and plant roots here in Kentucky.
Yes. So after I graduated high school, my dad was in the military at the time, and he got transferred to Tennessee. And my parents didn't want to retire in Tennessee. It's a little too warm for them there.
Mm,
So we picked Kentucky, and we're big horse people, so it worked out perfect. And I wanted to go to UK. That was my top college choice to go to. So
okay.
it worked out very well. My whole plan was medical school because my
Okay.
degree is biology with a minor in psychology. And when we moved here and we bought the farm, I was going to just starting college and I wanted to make some money. So I was like, went to my parents and I asked them if we could open up a boarding facility. And I just started building it as I was going through college. And then I think it was about my junior year, I decided that this is what I wanted to do. I loved doing it every day, but I was so close to graduating college. I was like, I might as well just, get that degree.
Oh yeah, go get the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up on a farm. We had I think 4 horses.
Okay.
And I always had to muck the stalls. And I love horses, but not enough to muck the stalls every day.
Yeah.
So, what do you love most about running a farm? And what do you love? What part do you do just for the love of it?
Honestly, I love caring for the horses. Like, mucking stalls for me is a great way for me to, like, relieve stress. If I'm
Ah,
stressed out, like, after school when I was in college, I loved going out to the barn and just getting everything taken care of down there, and just caring for them and getting to know each horse differently. They all have very different personalities, um, and I feel like even though most of them are not mine, they belong to other people, but I treat them as if they were mine, and get to care for them and get to know them, and it's just I love it. It's awesome.
no, I get it. Horses and dogs are really humans' best friends. Like they have such
Mhm.
unique personalities. I would say cats. Secretly, I like cats, but my official policies don't. Um, but yeah, those three animals are just an amazing companion. How many horses do you have right now?
Total on the property, we have 28.
28 horses. Now
Yes.
that seems like a lot of mucking and stall maintenance. Are they all in the barn or where do they live?
So we have 16 stalls. So 16 of the horses come in right now in the summer because it gets so hot here in Kentucky. They
Mm.
actually come in during the day. They'll get their fans put on and then they go out in the evening. But only 16 of them do. The rest of them, they all stay out 24/7. So through winter, spring, if it's raining, snowing, they're always outside.
Very cool. Um, do you have room for more horses? You have 28. How many horses can you what like in the end, how many horses can you board? What's your target?
So total like acreage that we have fenced in for pasture is about 56 acres. You want to keep it to about two, what is it? One, no, two horses per, I think it's like 3 acres, 4 acres. Horses are very picky with their grass.
Ah,
So where here with cows, you'll see the fields look very well kept. They don't look patchy. With horses, they will only go after the grass they like. And then they'll just eat it down till there's no grass there anymore. And they'll just leave big patches in the field. So you kind of have to play with that. I would say max I would take here would be a total of like 32 horses
okay.
just
So
to keep it kind of in the safe zone.
yeah. No, so you have some room there then.
Yes.
Is there any plans of expanding the pastures?
There's a field that I'm actually looking out into right now, that we want to build. It would be a pretty decent sized field. We also are looking into buying more property that's
Oh,
hopefully close to us at some point. That way we can expand, whether it be a new barn or just more pasture space.
nice. Nice. So this is the family, I guess.
Yes.
So can you walk us through the names here?
Yes. So my dad is John. Um, he is he just retired from the Air Force. He was in for 40 years, so he gets to help me out now at the farm.
Ah,
Um, and then that is actually his horse in the picture, Jay. And then me and my mom, Judy. The only person that we're missing is my sister, Melissa. She still lives in Wisconsin, though, so she was not here when we took that picture. And then we've
now
got our greeting crew, the dogs.
and what are their names?
So the one that my mom has, his name is Benny. The Rottweiler is Ruger, and then the Red Lab was Sarge, but he unfortunately did pass away in December.
Aw.
So, but we have a new one. I caught a new dog about 3 months ago. He's a little beagle mix. So
Did you say
he's
you caught a new dog?
I did, yes. We were so for Easter every year we go trail riding.
Yeah.
And I was out in the woods and I saw this dog and he was super skittish And I was like, there's normally not like nobody really lives in this area. There shouldn't be a dog around here. So it took me 3 days to catch him. And I had to put a crate out. I had to set it with a crate and put food out there. And I took like twine that goes on a hay bale, and I
Hmm.
took it from the crate across this creek to my truck and sat in my truck and waited for him to go in it. And I shut it. And
So you made a straight up cartoon critter trap.
oh yes, yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
quite comical. Every day I'd go out there to feed him, and my parents were like, "Are you still trying to catch this dog?"
That's
I'm
funny.
like, "Yep."
And then what is his name now?
Gus.
Gus. So
Yes.
Gus was forcibly brought into your home.
Yes. Yes.
Well, congratulations, Gus. That's fun. What type of horses do you board?
We board all kinds, like breed wise. We have a lot of thoroughbreds. We are in Kentucky, so that's to be expected.
Hmm.
And then mainly quarter horses. I'm a big quarter horse person. I'm not as much into the thoroughbreds. And it's all mainly just kind of pleasure riding. Most of the people here really like trail riding, which is nice that we have the trails for them to go ride on. So I would say that's most of it. We've got a few girls here who barrel race, and that's something that I used to do. I still do it a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it's all just easygoing riding around here.
Yeah. Well, and you were on the UK rodeo team, I think, right?
I was, yes, yes.
So was that a walk on deal, or did you come down for the rodeo team?
No, that was just when I was looking for colleges to go to. I think we were visiting here and we went to the Bluegrass Rocking Rodeo at the Kentucky Horse Park. And the UK rodeo team was there. And I went and grabbed some information. And then when I started college, I reached out to him and I just decided to join.
Well, fun. My sister and brother-in-law were on the Martin, Tennessee rodeo team. So
Okay.
yeah, quarter horses and rodeo is in my family. Actually, I used to play soccer, and my older brother team roped, and so as a bonding experience, I used to run my wind sprints, and then he would get on his horse and he would try to rope me, and that was
Okay.
yeah, that was so yeah. Rodeo is a big part of our family. That's cool.
That's awesome. I love
Um,
that.
well, tell us what it's like running a boarding a farm, a horse boarding farm. Tell us some stuff we would be surprised to hear about. Some of the stuff that you were surprised about. Give us a little peek behind the curtain there.
Okay. So it's a lot of work, but I do love it. So, every day you have to clean the stalls, make sure they have fresh water, fresh hay. I think.
Oh no, we lost Megan. She's hopped back on here.
Oh,
Um, we'll add her back to the stage.
oh,
Megan,
okay.
we
I'm
lost you for a
sorry.
second.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Um,
Sorry. So you were talking about it's hard work. You get up. What time in the morning do you get up? What's the life of a farm manager look like?
I'm normally up at 6 a.m. every day.
Okay.
I'm an early riser, anyways, though, so it works out well for me. And then I typically get done every day around anywhere between 5 and 6:30. It kind of depends.
Okay.
Um, I think though what surprised me the most with at least running a boarding facility here is how long the growing season lasts in Kentucky.
Oh.
Um, in Wisconsin, it gets cold so fast. Like, I mean, I remember trick or treating in Wisconsin and it would be snowing.
Oh wow.
Um, and here it's still usually pretty warm when Halloween rolls around. So I mean, we normally don't have to start feeding hay in the pastures until about November, December time. And in Wisconsin, you're throwing hay to the horses like year round out in their fields because it's normally dry lots too. So I think that definitely surprised me the most. Also with how well the grass grows here, it
Oh yeah.
definitely comes back good. Yeah, yeah. Wisconsin, the grass we don't have the grass like you guys have here.
That's fun.
Um, but
Cool.
yeah, it's you also have to with running a boarding facility rotate pastures so that those pastures can take time to almost relax, regrow, not have the stress of having horses on it, um, and also reseeding. So this past spring, we put about $4,000 of seeds down, grass
Hmm.
seeds down on our pastures to try to get them to regrow. So you have to kind of play with that. That's like a little game almost to you have to try to seed like not too early, not too late, and hope that you don't get too much rain, but hope that you get enough rain. Like this year we did not get a lot of rain.
No, we did
Um,
not.
so I'm hoping that the seeds are okay out there.
So do you keep the horses on the same fields year round, or do you rotate the fields around?
We rotate them. So I don't do it a whole lot, but I'll kind of take each group and switch them around in fields and then combine some of them so that like one pasture can rest at a time. And then just kind of go around there. It's like a little circle that you make.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm tracking that. That's cool. So do you run all aspects of the farm, or do you just manage the livestock side of things? Do you do the
Um,
business? Do you do the planning, or is your dad involved? How does the operations of the business work?
so I do like all the day-to-day operations. I also do the planning. My dad does help with planning. Like if we're gonna put an event on, he'll help with that. My mom does most of the financial stuff. I help with a lot of the financial stuff, but she does most of it for now. It is a plan that I will take that over eventually. But
Very cool. And how long has it been around, and how long have you guys been running?
so we opened the farm in 2018. I think it was about June of 2018. It was the month, 2 months after we moved down here. We had, I think, two boarders with us at the time, so we were very small.
Yeah.
I never thought we would get like to having 28 horses on the property, but yeah, we started out small.
So 28 horses. You said you do events. You have 28
Mhm.
horses. What are your favorite events that you've done? And then what are the events that you're looking forward to doing this year?
Yes, so events that we do here, it's mainly for just all of our boarders or clients. So, like, I've got a lot of lesson students, and once a year, sometimes twice a year, we'll do a little bonfire cookout for everybody who like supports us, gives us business, and we'll have them out and we'll supply the food, like a meal, and then we'll just have a little bonfire afterwards. Usually, there's a trail ride involved in that.
Mhm.
So everybody will go. I usually stay behind so I can get stuff ready. Um, but everybody goes on a trail ride. They come back. It's usually around fall, so it's usually chili that we make. And then we all sit
Oh,
around the fire and just enjoy each other's company. We have done a few Halloween parties at the barn. So we decorate the barn all up. We do a costume contest with horses, costume contest, horse and rider. The dogs have a costume contest. Um, so
the
yeah, we've
dogs have
done.
what's the best dog costume that you've seen?
Hmm, I don't know. I think last year we had one dog come as a pirate. And then I dressed my dog up as a hot dog, which I thought was pretty great. I liked that. And then
That's a classic. That's a
The
classic.
Rottweiler was a sunflower. So I mean, that was pretty cute.
That's a classic. Both of those.
Hmm.
That's good. No, I love the fall is my favorite time in Kentucky. My birthday is actually January 1st, and
Okay.
and all through high school I just celebrated it in October because it's my
Okay.
favorite time of the year. So we'd have a big
Yeah.
bonfire, s'mores, and yeah, that was my favorite. Cool. All right, so beer and yoga.
Yes.
So how did this happen? How did this start? How is it going? How can I get involved?
Okay, so Country Boy, we love supporting the community. So we found Country Boy at the brewery, and we really like it there. One of our boarders works there as well. So we go there to support her, support the business itself. And we found out that they do beer yoga every Tuesday. So
Okay.
I've got a little group of boarders who are kind of interested in it. And so yeah, we meet up at Country Boy every Tuesday at 6:30, and you grab a thing of beer and like a glass of beer, and you go in there, you do beer yoga for an hour, and then we all go outside and we eat, drink a few more beers, and it's pretty great. What can you not like about it?
I and this is 6:30 at night, right? This is 6 at night.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. There's no way I'd be drinking beer at
I wasn't
6:30 in the
judging. I was
morning.
just clarifying. I wasn't judging. That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Very cool. So do you have clients, you have boarders, you do
Yes.
lessons. Do you do clinics? So if I wanted to come in and say use John Lyons or somebody like that, um, who are your favorite clinicians, and do you ever bring folks in for that?
So I right now do not do clinics. I am hoping though to get certified by Josh Lyons. He is somebody who I really like watching his clinics. I also in this past March went to a 5-day trainers clinic with him and participated in it. Um, he's just really good at teaching things, breaking things down. If you don't understand something, he'll kind of try to reword it multiple ways as best as he can and try to find a way to like connect it with you. So I'm really hoping to within the near future go and get certified by him. It's a 6-week training process in Colorado.
Oh,
So
are you out there the whole
yes.
time, or do you just like kind of do by video?
Um, it's 2 weeks and then a 2-week break, and then it goes back for 2 weeks. So I would most likely go there for 2 weeks, come back here, and then go back for the end of the 2 weeks. So I guess it's 4 weeks, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it would be fun being in Colorado for that
You know,
amount of time.
I went to Colorado as a kid. I was in Boy Scouts. There was a camp out there. We went out there. And I remember thinking, this is the most beautiful country in the world. And then I didn't
Mhm.
go back for years and years. And then are you familiar with Mumford and Sons?
No.
Oh, it's like kind of a bluegrassy rock music group. They're
Okay.
my wife loves them. Like I begrudgingly admit that they're really great musicians and I enjoy their music, but my wife loves them. So they went out, they had a concert out there and we flew out to Colorado and I was like, oh man, it is beautiful. It is
I've
legitimately beautiful out there.
only been to Colorado once, and that was when we drove through it to go to Arizona. I
Oh, that
think
doesn't count.
I was in like 4th or 5th grade, I think, when it happened too, so I don't remember most of it, unfortunately, but I know it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, well, so I mean, yeah, keep me informed and tell me about when you go out there. I think that'd be um I'm excited to see you get that because I know that you already board and you already do training. So if all
Yes.
right, so let's talk about lessons real quick. So who
Mhm.
is your ideal client to do lessons? And then what sort of lessons do you like to do? And then do you have any favorite? So that's kind of a three-part question. Ideal client, and then the lessons that you do, and then who is your like favorite success story or the one of the stories that you're most excited about from your lessons?
Okay. I really love teaching kids how to ride. Most of my lesson students are younger kids. I do anywhere between 4 years old to I think right now my oldest student is 15. So I do mainly kids. I will teach adults too. I feel like it's just when you get into horses, it's more of that little girl thing. Um,
Mhm.
every little girl wants to get on a horse. It's always their dream. So I definitely do a lot of the kids. I teach for the most part basic just Western riding for starters, and then barrel racing as well. So this past summer I had 5 students coming with me to barrel races and competing locally around here. My biggest success story, I would say, I think it was 2 years ago at one of the jackpot series. I had one of my students win a buckle. So,
That's
yes.
awesome.
Yeah, it
That's
was
cool.
awesome. We were all very, very excited for her, very proud.
Very cool. So what sort of time commitment? So let's say I have a daughter, 8 is too young? How old should
Yeah.
my daughter start? No, she's like, "No."
No. I mean, she's 5 now, but I had a 4-year-old taking lessons with me, and she still does. She comes actually to the barrel races with me, so they can start anywhere from the age of typically 4 is the youngest that I will start doing lessons, just
Mhm.
because before that, um, you're not really at the age to comprehend what to do on a horse. And 3-year olds, their attention span is not very long. So trying to keep them occupied and learning how to ride a horse can be a little difficult. Ideal age is probably like 7 or 8, or older.
No,
So
yeah, I get that. I like I said, I grew up on horses, around horses, on horses, and horses are so good with younger kids.
they
Like
are.
when you I mean, you can get an outlier, but by and large, most horses are very gentle, and especially with kids, they seem to sense that kids are. One of the guys that my dad loved, I think it might have been lions. He said that horses are just a mirror to you. Like if you're uptight and intense,
Yes.
you're frustrated, the horse gets uptight and tense. But kids don't generally have that. They see the horse and they're just like in wonder mode. Um,
Yes.
and then the horse is like, oh, I know what I'm doing here. And they
Yep.
just bond so well with kids.
It's always fun watching my students ride because I do a couple group lessons, and the riders in my group lesson are very different. I've got one girl who, she's fearless, nothing's gonna scare her. The other one's just a very quiet rider. So she's very quiet with her body, her reins. And then the other one is a little bit more nervous when on the horses, especially if they kind of pick up a little bit more speed. So like with her, watching her ride a horse compared to the riders who are a bit more quiet or the one who's like just fearless, is a little bit different because with the little girl who gets a little more nervous, you kind of see that in the horse. So it's really cool. At the last lesson, I told her, I said, find your favorite song and hum it when you're riding. I said, I just want to hear you humming your song. And because the horse kept trying to go into a lope for her.
Hmm.
And so she started humming this song, and all of a sudden, you just saw them stay at a trot, and you saw the horse was relaxed, she was relaxed, and she just turned into me, and she had the biggest smile on her face. And I told her, I was like, I told you that would work. I said, I use it all the time when I'm on a horse that hasn't been broke yet. And you just get on them, you start humming a song, and it's automatically going to relax you.
Yeah, this is the part of horse riding that I think non-horse people don't understand. I mean, there is a lot of expense to horses. There's a lot of effort to horses, but you and the horse, it's not even relationship seems like such a low word for it. Like it's your two souls interacting with each other, and you find
Yes.
out stuff about you, and you find out about as like as a leader, as a manager. Um, there's kind of there's you get frustrated and you're like, I want you to do this. But when you want the horse to do this, all of a sudden you're in this fight. And when you learn
Yes.
to flow with the horse, and I have one of our cousins, his name is Josh. That guy can just like walk into a field. He just kind of saunters into a field, and the horses are just will come up to him, and it's like he's a horse. And
Yeah.
then I'm it's less so now, but when I was leading a team over at Lockheed, I was very uptight internally, and I would go into that same field, and the animals would scatter from me, and that was really when I started realizing, man, maybe there's something here that I need to work on. Um, anyway, I'm kind of jealous that I'm not on the farm right now. Actually, it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Okay, so if folks wanted, I have the website. I'm going to throw the website up here.
Mhm.
If is there a better way to connect with you all? Do you all go out to events regularly? Are you at the Festival of the Horse? How can people find you and connect with you and discover if this is the right fit for you or
So
for them?
most of the times people connect with me through Facebook. That's probably our biggest like line of communication. You'll see a lot of updated pictures on our Facebook. And then I'm hoping as of right now that we will be at Festival of the Horse. That is the plan. I'm gonna try to get a few of my students to ride in the parade. So I'll be excited to see everybody there. We'll be wearing our green Brightonwoods Farm polo shirts too when we're there. So that'll be exciting, but mostly Facebook. And then I would say my phone number is the other line of communication.
Okay, and is that on
I
the
don't get a
website?
lot of I don't get a lot of emails, but yes, my phone number is on the website.
Yeah, that's on the website. So there you go. If you want to connect, and especially if you have a young lady that you think might enjoy experiencing horses for the first time, Brightwood Farms is definitely a place to check it out. Here's their website once again: brightwoodsfarm.com for those that are listening. And then connect with them, Megan, on Facebook, And if you're in the Georgetown area, of course, come by and check her out at the Festival of the Horse. All right. Um, I'm going through my list of questions here. So I kind of have a technology background. I love tech. Is there any technology or equipment that you couldn't do without on the farm?
I would say, like, equipment-wise, obviously, we need our tractors or skid loaders.
Ooh, skid loaders are so much fun to mess with.
Yes, yes, I drive that every day. That's I leave the tractor for my dad. The skid loader I drive every day.
That's why you like
Um,
mucking the stalls. You just play with the
yeah,
skid loader.
I know, it's fun.
Yeah.
Um, equipment-wise, though, that's about it. We have a four-wheeler too. It just makes it a lot easier to, make it from point A to point B on the farm, just because we do have a bigger acreage of, land.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say for the most part, that's about it for the technology. We do also have our whole property is fenced in with gates. So having the gates there is nice because anybody who doesn't have the gate code can't sometimes always get in, which can be nice if it's 10 o'clock at night and you don't know who's at your property. They don't
Mhm.
have the gate code, they can't get in. But we give that out to all of our boarders and clients who come into the property. It's just an extra security to have, when the barn's closed up for the night, making sure nobody's gonna get into
Yeah,
the
mess
barn
with
and
anything.
steal any tack. It's also nice if a horse ever got loose. They can't get off of the property very well with it
Yeah.
all fenced in.
Now, are those automatic gates? Do they swing in and out, or is it just a gate code?
It's a gate code, and then the gates just open in towards the property. So
Gotcha. And then you kind of brought up tack. So folks keep their tack there, or do they have to bring it back and forth every time?
nope, they leave it here. We've got a tack room. It's locked and everything. We've got a keypad for it. So I lock it up every night and then unlock it in the mornings. And all the boarders can do the same thing. They all have the same code for it. But having the gates and then the lock on that is just a nice extra precaution. I don't think we would ever have to worry about anybody stealing anything. But it's not something you ever want to risk, especially when saddles aren't
Oh.
cheap. So, you don't want to risk it.
Oh no. I saw a Facebook post and it said something to the effect of thinking about horses, do heroin instead. It's half as addicting and half the price. Horses, no, horses are a beautiful part of life.
Yes, they are
Um,
expensive though.
they are very expensive.
Very.
Um, so if I wanted to dip my toe into the horse world and I don't have a horse, do you all have what would you suggest there?
Um, so if you're wanting to get like experience with horses, I would at least say come take a few lessons first to make sure it's something you enjoy. Go on a few trail rides. And then at that point, if you're interested in purchasing a horse, I can either help with that. I actually just sold one of my horses to a lesson student of mine. So every now and then, we've got our sale horses coming through, which my dad and I are actually making a trip in September to North Dakota to a horse auction. Um, they've got over 1,600 horses at the auction for sale. So the plan is to bring four back. I told my dad if we don't have a full trailer, then we're in trouble. So,
There,
and
yeah, you
then
don't want to
those,
waste the trip. That's right.
yeah, exactly. And those horses will kind of go through training with me for a month or 2 months, and then I'll have them listed for sale.
Okay. So even if I'm a dad and I want to get a horse for my daughter, then you train horses and they're going to be a safe horse when they're done.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. And if it's not a horse that I think would be a good fit, I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna be a good fit just for the money part of it. I would rather see your kid be safe on a good horse that I know is gonna last them for years. So it's something that I would be honest with if I were to be like, I know this person who has a great kid's horse. Maybe look towards them instead of looking at one of my horses. My horses aren't, at that point yet. I would be very honest about it. And I will also go help and look at horses with clients.
So with 28 horses, are you ever looking for staff? And if you are looking for staff, what are you looking for as like character traits within the staff? So are you looking for staff now? Do you generally look for staff? And what do you look for in staff? So talk to me about your staff situation and your thoughts there on employees.
Okay. As of right now, we are not looking for any staff. I have a few boarders here who will help out on the weekends, and even like when I go away on vacation, and they actually like will work off their board money.
Okay.
So I'll do stuff like that. And then I also have friends who will come out and help for the day and stuff if we need it. And like we'll pay them. But it's just help kind of here and there that we use. And a lot of times I actually have a lot of parents that will ask if their kids can come a few hours before their lesson, like during the summer, and kind of work on the farm with me for a little bit, like helping muck stalls, doing like the horse care aspect of it, just
Hmm.
so that the kids can understand, you know, all the work it takes to own a horse, have horses. So a lot of times I've got, students with me who are here just kind of helping. And then when they do help me, I give them free ride time. So that kind of works out well.
Okay. So maybe that's the way for the folks that would be interested in dipping their toe in there a little bit is to come
Yeah.
and experience farm life.
Yes.
Well, cool. All right. I think that's all the questions that I have. Do you have anything else you want to bring up or talk about here on the show? Anything that's your favorite part of being on the farm or something that's coming up this season that you'd like to share with the folks?
So coming up for, future events that we kind of want to do, I am trying to, it's in the works. I still have people to contact. But did you go to the rodeo that they had? I think it was a year or two ago in Georgetown. Um,
No. I mean, I heard about
no.
it, but I think I heard about it too late and I missed it.
Okay. So it was right across from like where the BP is in
Hmm.
Georgetown, and like the middle school. So there's an arena over there, and I would love to start putting on jackpots and hopefully like more rodeos because I feel like here in Kentucky, it's a lot of English riding.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of Western riding. You don't see a lot of rodeos or events like that. So I would like to kind of bring some of that here. I feel like, it's a fun event. It's fun for families to come and watch. And a lot of the Western people appreciate it because I know, like, living here, if I want to go to a barrel race, I have to drive an hour is going to be the closest that I'm driving to
Yeah.
go compete. So I'm trying to get in contact with like the extension center and who I have to talk to rent that out, how much it would be, try to get some sponsors for it to help put on the event, and then kind of do like a summer series of just all barrel racing. So you don't have the bull riding or anything like that. It's just all barrel racers. And then also just doing a few rodeos. I think that that would be fun. I think it would be good for the community. Um, so yeah, that is I'm hoping to do that. That would be exciting.
I love it. Well, my challenge to you would be to write that down on a vision board somewhere
Yes.
and just see if stuff starts to materialize for it. Because I think that'd be cool as well. I grew up in the Georgetown area, and there are a bunch of Western riders, but the Western riders generally don't go to the horse shows because
Mhm.
they're English oriented. So yeah, I think
Yes.
actually we in high school, one of our friends got a bunch of really big springs and some 55-gallon barrels,
Uh-huh.
and we did bronco or no bull riding. Like he
Yeah.
had these four trees like this, and so like imagine a bunch of 16-year-old guys yanking on ropes.
Yep.
Made our own fake mechanical bull, and we did that like every weekend for like 6 weeks until finally like the barrel closed in because we were all clamping really hard trying to hold on,
Yeah.
and then we never got another barrel, and so it was over. But that was super fun. Anyway,
Oh
I
yeah.
think there is a rodeo culture, especially in the rural areas around here. And I think
Yes.
if somebody led the charge, I think there may be some. I think people might be interested. So I encourage you. I think it's cool. I would
Thank
come
you.
rodeos are so much fun to watch.
They
I'm a
are.
rodeo clown guy, or like when they
Okay.
do like is it rodeo poker, where they sit and they play poker,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
let a bull in there. Anyway, that's my stuff. But
Okay.
the skill on roping and riding is pretty cool too. So
Yeah.
anyway, if you get something going or you need some help, give me a call. I would like to see that come to Georgetown.
Okay. I definitely will.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, with that, I think we're about out of time. So this has been Megan with Brightwood Farms. If you have a young lady that wants to get into horses, you want to learn about barrel racing, you want to go somewhere for trail riding, or if you just want to be part of a barn family, check out Brightwood Farms at brightwoodfarms.com.